Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Schoolwise Research. I'm James Kitch and I've got two fantastic people, two superstars from our team here to talk to us. And today's topic is going to be talking about teachers, tutors, who delivers the lessons that we get asked to deliver. Stacey, how do we
Yes.
get our teachers to be engaging?
Yeah, of course. So yeah, we train the teachers to have, to bring that energy, to have that energy and to be, as animated as possible when they are delivering these lessons for the students. And on top of that, we encourage them and we train them to use things such as props, online resources, a variety of different online resources, games, and then of course to accommodate for all types of different learners in the classroom, visual learners with the images, the diagrams, videos, auditory as well. There's lots of some reading elements, some writing elements, and of course, interactive quizzes and games throughout each individual lesson. Which we find really engages each type of learner, and the students find them really fun and enjoy the lessons as well.
Fantastic. Okay, so obviously a part of that would have to be measured. We want to make sure that the teachers are
Yes.
doing it on a regular basis. So Devon, how do we make sure that the teachers are consistently doing what we want them to do and that they're consistently working at a high level with the pupils?
Yeah, so teachers are regularly graded against a rubric. We actually meet with the teacher to discuss the actual rubric and their scores, and we take it step by step as to where they can improve by the scores of those rubrics. We look at one of the main things we look at is professionalism, how they act in the class, the way they bring their materials across. And then we also look at the aspects of the environment to make sure that the teaching environment is sufficient and professional for the students.
And just to add to that, sorry, we also look at things such as, teacher talking time versus student talking time. We don't want our lessons to become boring, tedious, or become like a lecture. So we look at the teacher talking time ratio to the student talking time. And we also make sure teachers are implementing concept checking questions, instruction checking questions throughout the material as well.
Okay, so obviously one important aspect is safeguarding. And that's something which has come to the fore a great deal this year with schools. And obviously, when we work with schools, we have a great liaison with the designated safeguard lead at the schools. We talk about all the different areas that they need help with. How do we keep our teachers up to date with these important issues? What do we do with them in that sense?
Yep. So again, they go through a training program with us. They're giving tasks, activities, the material to read through. We make sure they're up-to-date policies and they're very aware of the procedures as well within the company. And we really let our teachers know that we're available for them. We have the support for them.
We have a process as well where if teachers do pick up a safeguarding issue, that can be discussed with one of us privately, and then they also fill in a safeguarding form, which is then sent to our safeguarding manager and HR manager, so that the process can be taken further from there, so that the chain of everyone that needs to be aware is aware of what has happened in the classroom or something that a teacher has picked up in a lesson.
Okay. Devon, how do we communicate with our teachers? I mean, obviously, there's a lot of online tutors, and they're all spread across the UK in various areas. How do we speak with them, and how do we keep that sense of camaraderie going?
We have different groups on our communication system where teachers have a direct line to each other and a direct line to the different managers of different areas. And we've noticed that teachers are helping each other through certain situations. If a teacher's not sure of something, or they want to find a better way to get students' attention or engagement, they'll post a message on the group, and teachers within minutes are sending through suggestions and ways to help each other.
Great. Okay. Stacey, when we have teachers that are delivering the lessons, how do we know what they've done, and how do we know what their thoughts are on that lesson? What kind of reporting protocol do you have in place?
Yeah, so as Devin mentioned, we have the community where we all communicate in the group chats. We also keep on top. We have a quality assurance team who keep on top of monitoring the lessons, and that includes live lessons and also pre-recorded lessons. Of course, all the lessons are recorded automatically. So we have this. We check this against the rubric, against our standards, and we meet with the teachers to offer them support, any support they need in any situations. It could be with material, with the content itself, with the platform, and we make sure every training is always available to them, and they can reach out for guidance at all times.
Great stuff. So when they do a report, what would they include in the report when they finish a lesson? What would you typically see?
every class that the teacher teaches, they need to write a report on each student. In that report, it will cover whether the student attended or not. It will cover what was done in the lesson, and also how the student progressed through the lesson. Are they progressing from lesson to lesson? That information will be there, and general comments about what they're battling with, or maybe what they're doing well in the lesson. So when this information is fed back to the school can actually see what areas are being done in the class and how each student is progressing in each part of what's being taught in that lesson.
There's one last thing I wanted to ask. If a teacher does fall below the expectation that we demand through our quality assurance monitoring system, what happens to that teacher, and do we just replace them?
It's teachers can have a bad lesson, and there are certain teachers that are stronger in some points than in other points. So it's important to make sure that a teacher is confident in what they're doing and confident in the areas in the classroom to provide a great lesson for our students. So there's no such just getting rid of a teacher. There's improving teachers, always upskilling, always helping teachers to improve their lessons, to create a professional and a lesson that is educational and engaging for students.
How do we make the pupils really enjoy the lessons and participate and learn that this is something that's helping them and not just extra work that's been dumped on them by their teachers?
So of course, so they use a variety of techniques that they're trained in, of course, things like contextualizing the content and also making that content personal to the students themselves, their interests, let's say, and things that they come across in their daily lives to really grab their attention, and have them think how they can apply this in the everyday. So our teachers really think outside the box, creative techniques.
We have got something else, Stacey, which I think has just been introduced, which is a kind of an encouraging way of including the pupils and getting them to take part. Talk that through with me very quickly.
Yes, absolutely. So we have a special reward system that we use, and it's called Purple Coins. And this is obviously when the students, they can achieve certain points throughout the lesson based on, things like attendance, for engagement, for answering questions, that then equates to some rewards for them, real rewards in real life, which we find really engage and motivate our students. Things like Amazon vouchers if they achieve a certain score. And we just find the students love it.
Of course, there's nothing like a bit of palm greasing to get students on board. Absolutely, lessons online, but it really is the tutors that make the difference. So that's really one of the most important parts, is making sure that team are happy, engaged, to engage. So, all right, thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate. And we'll see you next time on Schoolwise Research with James Kitch.